So, hi guys, welcome back to another episode of THK. I'm your host, Katie, and this is the Hustle with Katie show where we talk about business, entrepreneurship, investment, and money matters. So, thank you so much for those of you who have subscribed to this channel. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, kindly spare 1 second of your time and subscribe so that you will not miss more episodes like this one. So today we are going to talk about online entrepreneurship. And online entrepreneurship is something that is very close to my heart because I'm also an online entrepreneur. So today we are just going to have a conversation about online entrepreneurship. So today we are here and we are going to talk to one online entrepreneur who is also the CEO of Modern Desk Solutions. She's going to be talking to us about her journey as an online entrepreneur. So I just let my guest introduce herself and we can pick up the conversation from there. So good morning, Lucy.
Morning, Katie.
Thank you so much for joining us in this episode of the show, and we really appreciate you. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and what you do at Modern Desk Solutions.
Thank you very much, Kate, and I'm humbled to take this opportunity for getting an invite to Hustle and Kate Forum. And as we've been told, I'm Lucy Akinyi Odhiambo. I'm a virtual assistant and I'm the founder of the Modern Desk Solutions. So basically what I do at the Modern Desk Solutions, I started the Modern Desk Solutions as a virtual assistant in 2020. It was during the time of Corona when my contract ended. And so I was wondering what I could do part-time. So that's when I bumped into virtual assistant business, and then at that point I started. So basically what I do there at the MDS, I provide graphic design services, web design services. I provide also social media management services, and also currently now I'm open to podcast production services. Yes.
So just take us through your journey from the time you started this business. Like you said, you started the business
2020
during that Corona time.
Yes.
So your business is also another Corona baby. We've done another interview that was the interview we did with Dennis Asiko. He also told us that he started his business during that Corona period. So I think that it was a period that really encouraged entrepreneurship. It brought up the entrepreneurship in so many people. So it's good to learn that yours also as a result of that Corona period. So just take us through your journey since that time.
Okay, actually I can say my business is a Corona baby. Mm-hmm. So before then I was working at Kenchik Limited, and I'm a biotechnologist by profession, but a virtual assistant by trade. So in 2020, I was in my maternity leave, and then Corona kicked in. Mm-hmm. So my contract was not renewed, mm-hmm. because there was the rapid laying off of staff. Mm-hmm. So my contract was ending by then, so it was put on hold. So I was told to just wait a minute because Corona was entering. So I was wondering, I'm from my maternity, now what else? But life has to move on. Yeah. Because I'm a mother, mm-hmm. I've been providing, I've been chipping in my family and have mm-hmm. so many things to do. So I was wondering what I could do. So one day I just sat in my house and I was going through the Google, and I was looking for some of the businesses that I could do. And then I bumped into virtual assistant. So mm-hmm. I was wondering, how could I start this virtual assistant? And lucky enough, I want to believe this is a God's leading. Mm-hmm. It's a God's leading business because, let's say, for example, it was on a Monday. I was going through online, through Google. I was looking for some of the businesses that I could do. And then on a Wednesday, when I went into my Facebook account, I bumped into a friend of mine. She's called Nancy Kwamboka. Mm-hmm. So Nancy Kwamboka was saying that she's been a virtual assistant for the last 3 years by then. So it captured my attention, and I wanted to really know more about this virtual assistant business thing. Mm-hmm. So I reached out to Nancy and asked Nancy if she could hold my hands. by reaching out to Nancy, that's when she took me through, she trained me, and then she walked me how I could become a successful virtual assistant. So in 2021, I started by being a general virtual assistant, but it was not fulfilling enough. So I wanted to do something that was fulfilling to me. So I sat down and started asking myself, what could I do passionately without being straining? Because it was a general thing. I could do email management, file management.
So you felt traveling. Like it was too wide, it was maybe burning you out or something.
It was too wide, and so I needed to niche out.
Okay.
So I sat down and asked myself, what was that thing that I was interested in doing? And then I realized that I'm so much good in designs, and I'm so much good in anything to do with designs.
Okay.
So I started by going online through YouTube to tutorials. I started learning on designs. So I learned design through YouTube, and then I realized I could make money through designs. So after that, I also realized that I could do well through web design.
Web design.
Yes. So by the end of the day, I realized that I could provide graphic design and web design services to my clients. So that's how I came and niched down. So currently, I'm offering web design, graphic design services.
So you started with the web design, and then you realized you also had a passion for graphic design.
I started with graphic design, and then when you are organizing your office as a virtual assistant, you must have a website.
Yeah, you must have.
Must have a website. So I wanted to make my website, but by then I didn't have money.
Okay.
To pay somebody.
To pay someone
to work on my website.
So you also had to learn how to design a website.
Yes, so I had to learn on how to design a website, and I realized that I was so passionate about designing. So I designed my first website and I shared with my friends, and they were amazed. It was something so much professional, and I couldn't imagine that it was because I'm in the field of science, but now I was venturing into a field of IT.
Yeah.
And it's something that I could do very, very much well. So by doing that, I realized that this is something that I really wanted to do. So I started with graphic design, and then I ventured into web design.
So when you say web design, did you start learn how to code? Because web design, it involves a lot of coding, or did you learn how to code first, or which are some of the skills you had to learn so that you could be able to start delivering web design as a professional service?
Okay, web design, there's a difference between web design and there's a web development.
Okay.
So mine is just the physical layout, the web design. But there are some projects that I have received about coding. Even those ones, I just go to the YouTube tutorials. I learn through YouTube, and then I can passionately say that some of the sites that I have developed, I have also coded. So it is something that I am learning in the process.
So, but which are the basic skills that someone should learn when you want to start becoming a professional web designer?
Or the basic skills first, you must have an idea of something good.
Okay.
Like you must be passionate about, you must be skilled about something very good, something that is eye-catching. And then you must know how to play with colors. You must know how to blend your colors. You must know how to balance the fonts. There are some fonts that will marry each other. There are some fonts that will repel each other. So you must be well familiar with brand colors. You must be well familiar with brand the branding fonts. Yes, and also you must be passionate about SEO.
Okay.
Yes, because when you're designing a website for somebody, you must design a website that when you publish that website, that website can reach to anybody.
Yeah, can be able to rank.
Yes.
So that at least the website can get traffic.
Yes.
So basically the skills you learned is just web design and then SEO and graphic design.
Yes.
So you learned, how did you learn all these skills? Online, or you went for some training?
All the skills I've learned online. I've not gone to any class. The only course that I have undertaken is that course by one lady called Nancy Kwamboka.
Which course is it?
It's called a roadmap to the virtual assistants.
Oh, it's a virtual assistant course.
Yes, it's a virtual assistant course, but it's a general course that will be taught how to set up your office as a virtual assistant.
Okay.
So through that course, you will be intrigued on which services you would want to provide.
Okay.
Because everybody can be a virtual assistant, because everybody is skilled enough.
Yeah.
Perhaps you are skilled in maybe organization.
Yeah.
So that skill that you are best in, you can offer it as a service.
Okay.
So maybe somebody is good in making, maybe for example, in booking travels. So that service that you are skilled in, you can offer it as a service.
Okay.
So personally, I was good in designs, and I realized that this is something that I can trade for money. So I started to trade my skills for money.
So when you were just starting up, how did you put your skills out there, and then how did you start to market yourself so that you start getting the clients? Because marketing is one of the things that really bring us down when it comes to online entrepreneurship. Getting the clients, it's always one of the main challenges. So how did you start to market yourself and get the clients?
Well, getting the clients is something that it's one challenge that we freelancers are facing.
Yeah, it's a very big challenge. Actually.
So normally what I did, I went to my social media page. I revamped my page. Remember,
you created a page already.
My personal profile page.
Oh, your personal,
my
okay.
Facebook page. I went and revamped my page, and then I prepared a small biodata of myself.
Okay.
And then I placed it on my Facebook page, and then I started pitching out my services to my friends. I started telling them that now this is my current development. I'm no longer working at Kenchik.
Okay.
This is what I can offer you. In case you need any services, you can contact me. I also joined other Facebook groups that support freelancers, that provide graphic design services. I also joined these virtual assistant groups. So in those groups, normally you will find people asking for help. You will get somebody asking for assistance. Maybe this somebody wants the site to be developed. This somebody has this project that he or she will need a person to work on. Okay. So when you see such opportunities, you grab those opportunities. And then I also developed my portfolio. So every time a person could ask for help, I just go to that page, I pitch myself, and then I leave a link to my portfolio. So my portfolio has got all the services that I'm doing. It contains a brief introduction about me. Also it has a call to action, where if somebody is in need of my services, that person can get and reach out to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe if there's someone who maybe they have learned that skill, they have learned the skills of how to become a virtual assistant or maybe a web designer, but they don't know how to create a portfolio. How do you create a portfolio so that you can start showcasing? Because a portfolio is supposed to showcase your
work,
but you haven't done anything yet. So how do you create a portfolio?
If you want to create a portfolio, there is this site. It's called Canva. Canva is a friendly user site is a friendly user site for both tech savvy people and if you're not a tech savvy person. Okay. So anybody can use that site. You just go up there you Google Canva, you sign up, and then after you've signed up, there are so many templates there are so many editable templates that you can use to create your portfolio.
Templates.
A portfolio template. So after you've created your portfolio template, you will input your biodata, who you are, some of the services you are offering, and then you will download it as a PDF.
Okay.
So after you've downloaded it as a PDF, you will attach it to your Google Drive.
Okay.
After you've attached it to your Google Drive, now you will make that link shareable to anyone. Okay. So anyone with that link can access your portfolio. Yes, but you don't make it editable. You just share it. Anybody can see a portfolio of your work.
Is it for free or you have to pay?
There is a free option and there is a paid option.
Okay.
But with the time, when your business is booming, now you can opt for you can opt for a paid option.
Okay.
Yes.
So you just created your portfolio and then you started sending out your portfolio to potential clients.
Yes, I created my portfolio, and I was so much vocal on social media. Those people who know me, I'm so much vocal on my page. So most of my clients, I've received them from my Facebook page.
Okay.
So every time you see any opportunity, even if people are talking about rumors, you just go and introduce yourself. Make a small poster of who you are. When people are making rumors, introduce yourself, pitch your business services, input your portfolio. So people will be spreading rumors about maybe this celebrity, but you are spreading rumors about your business.
About your business.
So just one day you will just say like somebody is approaching you that I saw your poster and I was looking for a web designer or a graphic designer. So through that I've received so many clients. Yes.
So what about freelance sites like Upwork and Fiverr? Have you ever tried those to maybe find international clients or something of that sort?
Yes, currently I'm on Fiverr and I'm also in Upwork. But I can say Upwork, I'm still having some challenges in finding clients in Upwork because
it's
Upwork,
very competitive.
It's very, very competitive.
Yeah,
it's very competitive, and you must know how to write good proposals and winning proposals.
Yeah.
You must also know how to revamp your page. So I can advise freelancers who really want to start out, they can start out with Fiverr.
How do you do it in Fiverr?
Fiverr, you just sign in, and then after you've signed in, you will create something, they are called gigs.
Gigs, yeah.
You will create your gig in that marketplace. And then when you are creating your gigs, you will customize your gigs according to the relevant search tags that a client will input. For example, when I've created a gig on web design, or when I've created a gig on, currently I'm working on a podcast show. So when I want to create a gig on podcast, then I will write a relevant tag. When a client input that relevant tag on Fiverr, I can rank among the first 3.
Okay.
Yes. I can rank among the first 3. So Fiverr is a marketplace. People will go there, buyers will go there to look for the best services. Unlike Upwork you must send, you must pitch and send a proposal. But in Fiverr, it's how you display.
What are the chances? Because you know there are so many, maybe you're a web designer and there are so many web designers. What are the chances that if someone searches for web designer, what are the chances that your name will come up?
So it all depends with the title you will input there. Remember, it all depends with the title, and the title you will input in Fiverr must be SEO optimized. So when somebody just go and look for a web design, it's a competitive world.
Yeah.
So you want to compete so that you be on the top search.
So how do you ensure that you rank higher?
You rank higher. So for example, I want to offer web design services, and then I will say I will offer web design services within 24 hours. Okay. Remember, there's somebody who will say I will offer web design services, and
just
then,
like that.
Just like that. But now you must put something extra,
something that will intrigue the client.
Yes, that will intrigue the client, and also the kind of visuals and the kinds of images you are putting there must be eye-catching images, so that when a person just sees your profile, this person can judge just by the look. This person can judge that this somebody is competent, and your cover art should not be so much crowded. Yes, it should be something simple. You use cool colors, not shouting colors. You use something that is eye catching, that just by the look somebody can be wooed to your gig. Yes. So
it's been working for you. You've been a bit successful with getting clients on Fiverr.
So far, I've got 2 on Fiverr.
Okay.
So far, I've got 2. And then another trick also on Fiverr, when you're on Fiverr, remember always to be online, because it's a marketplace.
Yeah,
so if somebody comes on Fiverr and finds you, if you're not online,
they'll find the next person.
They will not consult you.
Yeah,
so you must be
online.
Person. You must be online. And by achieving this is by you download the Fiverr app, and you download it and you upload it within your phone. And then you will set up through your phone.
So you put the notifications on.
You just put the notification on.
So whenever a client maybe inboxes you, you'll receive it.
You're always there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe you can talk about, apart from this challenge of getting clients, what are some of other challenges you face in this field as a virtual assistant?
As a virtual assistant, we face so many challenges as freelancers, and one of the challenges is getting clients. The way we've said it, it requires consistency. It requires consistency and hard work.
Yeah.
And also another challenge is when it comes to payment. Mostly when you are working with the locals. When you're working with the locals will not want to pay before seeing the final thing. But unfortunately enough, when you finished your work, they will not always pay. They will not always also pay. So it's a bit challenging because you won't start to work before a down payment.
Yeah,
or
especially
75%.
Because it's someone you don't know.
Yes, this is somebody you don't know, but this person wants you to provide services, but you also cannot provide services without a down payment. Without a down payment. So normally, what you do as a freelancer, you must have a contract.
Okay.
This contract you can look for any lawyer. They can draft a contract, and this lawyer can be your witness. So before starting any work, you must agree with your client, and you sign a contract that is binding between the two of you.
How much does it cost to pay a lawyer to draft a contract for you?
Around 2,000.
2,000
Kenya shillings.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So after drafting the contract, what do you do?
After drafting the contract, before starting any work, you must sign the contract. You send it to your client. The client must also sign the contract, because within the contract there are terms of services. There are how you guys will work. There are how there's a certain percentage that you as a client must commit to, and also there's some of the services you as a freelancer you will have to commit to.
Okay.
Yes, and also balancing freelancing and family is sorry. So
the contract is not only for. I thought you sign a contract when it's a client you're going to work with for a long time.
Yes.
What even if it's a one-time project, you have to sign a contract.
Even if it's a one-time project, you have to sign a contract. Okay. In that contract, you will note down that this is a one-time project. Okay. If it's a 2-month project, you will sign. If it's a 3-month project, you will sign. And also within the contract, you write the expected time to finish your work.
Okay.
Yes.
So in case the client defaults to pay you after submitting the work, then you can
sue that
take
client.
legal action against them. Okay. I think that's safe enough for freelancers.
Yeah.
Okay. But I know not so many freelancers consider going that path.
Not many freelancers consider going that part, and also most of our Kenyans clients. They don't love signing contract. They don't want anything
because
binding.
It's binding.
Yeah, it's binding. So they don't want anything binding.
So how do you deal with someone who doesn't want to sign a contract?
Anybody who doesn't want to sign a contract, you just don't work.
You don't work?
Yes.
Okay.
You just don't work. Yes.
So if all of them are not willing to sign a contract, then
definitely you will find somebody who will want to sign a contract, because this somebody also doesn't want to entrust you with his or her project without you committing. Okay. So you must commit from your end as a freelancer. He or she must commit from their end as the client. So it's something binding. So if you don't meet the end of your bargain as a freelancer, this person is responsible enough.
Yeah. True.
And she has all the mandate to sue you. And also if the person does not meet his or her end of bargain, also you as a freelancer,
you can sue
that person.
Okay.
Yes.
So apart from that, dealing with difficult clients, what other challenge do you deal with?
Other challenge that I'm dealing with is balancing freelancing work with motherhood. It's so hard.
It's challenging.
It's so challenging,
especially when you're working from home. It's a very big challenge.
It's so challenging because when you're a freelancer, you want to learn every day. Every day is a learning process. So there are some skills you are learning on a daily basis. There are some jobs you will always pick that you don't even have skills
but
to
you learn
do
on the job.
But you will learn on the job.
Yeah.
And then also when you've been asked that if you can do this job, don't say that you cannot.
You can't say no.
You can't say no.
You always have to go and learn.
You will always have to be flexible enough, and then you will go and learn. So sometimes you want to learn this job, but there is motherhood is waiting for you. You have to attend to your husband. You have to attend to your household. So it's a bit challenging, but it all depends with the kind of support you will get from your family members. Yes.
So how do you maneuver? you yourself as Lucy, as the CEO of Modern Day Solutions, how do you manage to balance that lifestyle? Because sometimes even freelance work, sometimes you have to work at night.
You have to work at night.
Yeah, sometimes. So how do you balance it?
Normally how I balance is mostly during the day. I strain so much during the day. I will tend to work so hard during the day so that by the time my kids are coming from school, at least they will not find that busy mother. I must be there for them.
Yeah.
So I will try as much as possible. I wake up so early and then set my children and go to school, and then I sit down and start working. So by the time they're coming in, and they have also adjusted to my schedule. By the time they're coming in at around 5, I'll be finishing up.
Okay.
And then maybe if I have any work that will be running into the night, I will communicate with my partner and just excuse myself.
Okay.
I will not assume that he understands.
Yeah, true.
No. So you must communicate.
Okay.
Because for him to give you that support, you must communicate that you have this work and you have this deadline that you have to meet. Yes.
Okay. And also, apart from this balancing the family and work, there's also this aspect of, as freelancers, there's this aspect of let me say mental health or something, because we tend to stay indoors a lot, and there's always this debate of how do freelancers balance that, taking care of their mental health, and maybe having also a social life out there, because if you're just working indoors, you're always indoors. So how do you try to maintain a social life and also take care of yourself mentally and all that stuff?
Actually, if you're not careful as a freelancer, you can lose your friends.
Yeah, it's true.
You can lose your friends
very easily.
Yeah, you can lose your friends very easily, because at some point your friends are inviting you for an occasion,
and you can't go.
But you can't go.
Yeah.
So they'll start saying that Lucy ni kama amebadilika, akujangi, ni kama kuna maringo. But it is not your fault. Yeah. You are racing with the deadlines. So normally what I do, how I try to balance, I work from Monday to Friday.
Okay.
I work from Monday to Friday. So anything past Friday 5 p.m., I will not respond to emails. Saturday, I'm in church. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist.
Okay.
So Saturday, you will not find me anywhere, whether in WhatsApp, whether in Facebook, whether
You're
email.
in church the whole day.
Yes. The whole day I'll be in church. And also on a weekend, I only have Sunday. So this Sunday that I have, I want to be with my family. So normally, even when I'm taking a work, in my contract, it is well stipulated that my working period is between Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Have you ever had those clients who really pester you to work on weekends?
Yes.
They try, okay, not really they pester you, but they just request you to work for them on weekends.
Yes.
What do you tell them?
Like another one I got last month. I was about to sign another contract for podcasting last month, but her terms was a bit harsh. She wanted me to start the work for 30 a.m. on Saturday.
Right.
I just declined and I prayed to God. I told God that if this work is mine, she will come back.
To be there.
But if it is not mine, watch I end the stacky pressure.
Yeah, true.
Yes. So that's how I lost that opportunity.
She didn't come back.
She didn't come back. I tried to reach out to her the previous day, was now on Sunday. I tried to explain to her that this was my schedule and we can reschedule anytime. They are flexible, but she was a bit hesitant. But I told myself, when you're a virtual assistant and when you're providing these services, you should not have that employer mentality.
Yeah,
you are not employed.
Yeah, we are not employed.
You're not employed. Both of you are contractors. You must be flexible, and you are choosing people you are working with.
Yeah.
So you will not choose somebody who will give you pressure. Yeah. So if this person wants to give you pressure,
then
you just drop.
Let go. Okay.
Yeah, you just let go that person. But if this is somebody that you can work with,
can work
together comfortably, you pick that person and you move on.
Okay.
Yes.
So we were talking about matters mental health. How do you take care of your mental health as a freelancer who's always working indoors, because it can really get the best of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've enrolled in a church choir. Okay. So I sing. I sing. So when I sing, I find so much in my mind, ni kama zina evaporate. So I sing, and also I love reading. So when you don't find me in my laptop, you will find me on a book.
You're reading.
And they're spiritual books.
Okay.
And if you don't find me on spiritual books, I will fortify my mind with the word of God.
Okay.
So you will, when I've put these things on my mind, then I've not suffered any mental challenge so far. I've not seen any difficulty with my mental.
So you find it we find it easier to maneuver.
To maneuver, because when I'm not singing, I'm reading. When I'm not reading, I'm listening to sermons. And when I'm not reading to sermons, then I'm sleeping because I have no work to do. Yes. So my mind is a bit relaxed. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And also there's this one question, one thing that is always disturbing freelancers. There are always seasons. There's seasons of feast and famine.
Yes.
You know that,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
There's that period when you'll have so much work that you can't even sleep.
Yeah.
And then there's that period when you're just idle. You have nothing to do
have
and
nothing
you're
to
even
do.
broke. How do you manage to maneuver between the feast and famine seasons?
Because that's the worst.
It's the worst, I know. It can be very depressing.
That's the worst, because people don't
feast
even
and famine.
understand you.
Yeah, they don't.
When somebody asks you for money, atafikia umemnyima.
Yeah,
But even it
because
is not your name,
and
not your
also
fault.
they always they think freelancers are always, we always have money.
Money. That's another challenge. Yeah.
Like you're working for wazungu, so
Wazungu,
yeah,
so you
you're
must be
earning
having
dollars.
money.
So they're always thinking you have money and you're just refusing to
dish out.
Yeah. So how do you deal with the feast and famine?
So normally on the famine seasons, you will find me most of the time learning a new skill.
Okay.
Yes. When I don't have anything to do, I will always learn new skills. So every day you'll be learning new skills. When I don't have any work that I'm doing, I'll be learning on a new skill.
Okay.
Yes.
So financially, how do you manage those seasons when the time when you have plenty, alafu kuna time tu inapotea kabisa, and how do you manage financially?
So how I manage financially, you must, when you're a freelancer, you must be very disciplined when it comes to finances. Because not every time you'll be having clients, not every time you'll be having jobs. So you must be so much disciplined, and you save as much as possible, because this is something that is bringing food on your table. So you must not eat all of it. So when it's famine time, the little that you had saved is what you will utilize, but you will not utilize them all. Remember, there's also tomorrow. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So saving, you encourage people to really save and be very disciplined with their finances.
Be very disciplined to finances, because most freelancers watu fikiria ni kama wale watu wenye wako majuu. Anybody mwenye ameenda majuu nafikirianga those people they just go and pick dollars. And that's the life of a freelancer.
They think we're always having money.
Yeah, they think that we are always saving money, and when you've been called Lucy toa pesa na unatoa tu. Unaona? But it's so hard. So in as much as you're a freelancer, be very disciplined. Eat 30%, save, invest on 70%. Because the client you are working with is not a guarantee that you will work with him or her the next time.
Yeah, true. Yes. Because a client can just wake up today and tell you we are ending the contract.
Especially those wazungus, they are very funny. When they are bored with you, they'll just say that your services are no longer needed.
Or they just tell you we are pausing the contract, we resume later, but you don't know when later will come.
But you don't know when later will come.
Okay. So just tell us more about your podcast services as we wind up, because that is what you are majoring on right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so just tell us briefly about your podcast services.
So I started my podcasting services in late October, in October last year, 2023. And this is something that I wanted to do because it's an upcoming field that is not crowded, and podcasts are becoming more popular. So you'll get most podcasters, they will need help in editing their podcast, in launching their podcast, and even in management. So what I do as a podcaster, now I'm a podcast manager or a podcast editor or a podcast virtual assistant. What I do, I help podcasters, both anybody with a business, business podcasters, CEOs, podcasters that are into health and fitness. I will help them in editing their podcast by removing any filler words, this or long pauses.
Okay.
And then I will also assist them in launching their website, their podcast, and in distributing their podcast in various platforms, and also in management.
Okay.
You know, after you produced your podcast, you want to distribute it, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So you want to distribute it in various distribution sites, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Buzzsprout, YouTube. So they will tend to look for the services of a virtual assistant to assist them.
Yeah.
And then after that, I will also assist them in guest management, because after they have produced their podcast, or if they want to do a podcast, they will tend to have guests into their show.
Yeah.
So I will help them. I will come in and assist them in outsourcing for guests for their show.
Okay.
And then after that, we will manage everything through a CRM tool. Mostly I'm working with them through ClickUp.
Okay.
Now I just so we just do everything. I manage everything through ClickUp.
Okay.
So what I'm working on, I'll be working in Kenya, and my client, for example, is in maybe South Africa. So this client will tend to see what I'm doing through that platform.
Okay.
Yes.
It's an online collaboration platform.
Yes, online collaboration platform.
Okay. So how can people find you, your potential clients? Maybe if someone wants you to help them with their podcast services.
How you can find me? You can find me through Facebook. My Facebook handle is Lucy Akinyi VA, or my Facebook page is called The Modern Desk Solutions, and my Instagram handle is called The Modern Desk Solutions also. So when you click those pages, you will find my services and you will see everything that I have done. And also you can contact me through my number 0714 193 553.
Okay.
Yes.
So maybe if there's anything else you'd like to talk about, maybe about your business, or just anything else you feel like you have left out.
What I can tell people, don't wait for the right times to start.
Okay.
This is the time that you can start. So if there's something that you really wanted to start, but you have that fear, expel that fear. Just start. And you don't have to be perfect to start. No one is perfect. Even me, when I was starting this thing, I was not even perfect. And even with my little experience that I have in this industry, I still have fear. Yeah, when I see some of the jobs, I ask myself, can I really handle this task? Yeah. And I don't want to disappoint anybody, but expel that fear completely.
Because every day is always a learning.
Every day is just a learning moment. Yeah. And also, don't be afraid to say no. The
only time you should say no if maybe the client is not accepting your terms.
When the client is not accepting your terms and the client seems to be a bully, that one.
They are toxic clients.
Toxic clients don't tolerate.
So you just say no and move on and find better clients.
Just move on and find better clients. And also bear in mind that freelancing, there's nothing like an employer-employee mentality. You are not employed by any. This is your business.
Yeah, you define the terms.
You define the terms. So let people play as per your terms.
Yeah.
Yes.
True. Thank you so much. I think that was a very good conversation we had. We have learned so much from Lucy. And if maybe you're someone who've always wanted to start this virtual assistant thing, or any freelancing, starting any online business as a freelancer, because freelancers are basically online entrepreneurs, you can pick a few lessons from her and let us know your feedback in the comment section, anything you learned from her, and maybe if you have a question, or also if you'd like to hire her services, just reach her through the contact details, and we will appreciate. Thank you so much for watching this episode. And if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and also give us a thumbs up if you liked this episode, and turn on your notification button so that you'll be notified of any upcoming episodes. So until next time, it's goodbye from us, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.